Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Minister of Public Utilities Barry Paradat and Minister of Legal Affairs and Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Saddam Hossain, toured the Picton One Estate Management and Business Development Company Limited, EMBD, development in Barrackpore. The site where the Water and Sewage Authority, WASA, is set to provide water connections to 200 lots. It's part of an in-housing initiative for former Caroni 1975 limited workers. So, of course, thankfully, UNC administration has also already begun to provide a basic necessity to a lot of the households throughout Trinidad and Tobago. I continue to wait patiently to hear when in Sangre Grande, in Upper Babwande, and other areas in Sangre Grande, the remote areas of Sangre Grande, but Babwande is up in the northeastern settlement. The lower part of Babwande does have water, but the higher area, the water pressure is never, I don't know if it is the lines have been corroded, or if it's just the water pressure is too low. But residents in the higher part of Upper Babwande haven't received a supply of water in over 4 years. So we are waiting patiently. I don't live up there, but I have relatives living up there. And we are waiting patiently to see when our representative, our MP, or their MP, because my MP is for Komoto Manzanilla, so it's a different area. But the MP for the Toko Sangre Grande area will call upon WASA to do their job in Upper Babwande. Village Council refurbishes school library in Tobago. Students of the Bon Accord Government Primary School will once again have their very own library. The Canaan Bon Accord Village Council, which is taking the lead on the project, is hoping that the boys and girls, the students, will have the use of their library in time for the start of the new school term, the new school semester. Guyana continues to earn international recognition for its strong policies and proactive programs in the fight against human trafficking, with the latest commendation coming from the political and economic counselor of the U.S. Embassy, Mr. Russell Zalesniak. Speaking on the sidelines of a recent launch event hosted by the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's Counter Trafficking in Persons CTIP unit, Zalesniak praised Guyana for its unwavering commitment to tackling trafficking in persons head on. Of course, we have to give the Irfan Ali administration credit for the progress that Guyana has made in so many different ways. And I'm telling you, it's not just in these sort of issues that Guyana is leading the Caribbean now, but also in serving their citizens in a transparent and an effective and a compassionate manner. This is why I will continue to advocate on behalf of the Irfaan Ali administration that the citizens of Guyana vote for the PPP Civic. President Irfaan Ali announces overhaul of Region 10's drainage systems, special tourism incentive, airstrip upgrade as government looks to accelerate development progress. President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali on Sunday delivered a loud pledge of development and prosperity to residents of Region 10. Remember, Guyana is a huge area. Population is small, but a huge area. As he addressed a massive crowd at Liu Ken Pen Square, Wisma, that the People's Progressive Party, as I said, PPP Civic, has a plan already in motion to transform the region's economic and infrastructural landscape. Prime Minister Brigadier Mark Phillips of Guyana has called on residents of Region 10 to support the People's Progressive Party, PPP Civic, framing the upcoming elections as a chance for personal upliftment, economic empowerment, and self-development. And that's not just mere words, people. The entire Caribbean is seeing for themselves that the Irfaan Ali administration have kept their promise and have performed well throughout the past 5 years. Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance and public service, Dr. Ashni Singh, has assured residents of New Amsterdam that the town and Region 6 are on the brink of historic transformation, powered by the visionary leadership of President Irfaan Ali and the People's Progressive Civic PPP Party. Former A Partnership for National Unity, APNU, parliamentarian Jermaine Figuera delivered a fiery, impassioned address to a charged crowd at People's Progressive Party rally at Linden on Sunday, praising the sweeping transformation underway in Region 10 under the current administration. People that actually care about their country, they will be seeing the benefits of voting for the PPP and the Irfaan Ali administration. He was a member of a different political party, people. Just bear that in mind. He said, I feel valued, I feel appreciated, I feel respected, and I'm part of something big, Figuera declared, his voice cutting through chants and blowing horns, visibly energized by the momentum surrounding the PPP civic government. I truly hope for the best for Guyana when on election day. Graduates of the recently completed Level 2 Welding City and Guilds course offered under the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's Women's Innovation and Investment Network has described the training as transformational and career shaping. Following 9 days of practical hands-on instruction impaired with theoretical knowledge, 20 young and ambitious participants received certificates of completion. The training marked a significant milestone for those who had earlier completed Level 1 of the same course. And of course, all that is being provided by the Irfaan Ali administration in Guyana. Prison officers in Guyana as well are also being trained through the University of Guyana and are being equipped with modern tools and systems that support discipline people, Trinidad, safety and service. I've been saying this recently and I will say it again. I believe basically the Irfaan Ali administration is a good role model for the UNC. As much as the UNC has performed extremely well in the past, I think they can learn a thing or two from the Irfaan Ali administration, especially when it pertains to modernizing and reforming the police service and the prison service here in TNT. In other news, at the summit in Montego Bay last month, CARICOM leaders pledged to expedite negotiations with Bermuda for its accession to full membership of the Caribbean community. To me, that is good news, people. The more we unite as a Caribbean people, that is going to benefit all of us, whether it's in trade and economically, of course. Well, trade, economically, and tourism-wise. That is good, people. What the heads of government didn't disclose, however, was the framework within which these talks will take place, whether with Bermuda or any other associate member wishing to upgrade its status in CARICOM, or for that matter, any regional state interested in joining the community. Because remember, CARICOM was founded basically for former Commonwealth countries, former Commonwealth islands under the British. But now, of course, why not? Why not include others that were under they were previously owned by whether it's the Dutch or the French and the Spanish? That is nothing. We are all one Caribbean people at the end of the day. So why not? Let them all join. Let them all join. Raheem Betty is the winner of the Jamaican Gospel Star competition, which was held today at the National Indoor Center in St. Andrew. He said it was tears of joy mixed with everything else. I cannot believe that God is so good to me. I have dreamed of this moment for so long, Betty told the Gleaner. That is the Jamaican Gleaner. This was his third time entering the contest. So congratulations to him. And it shows that working hard and persevering and having patience is so important if you want to achieve your goals. Safe Haven Home for the Aged recently hosted its first ever Paint and Sip cultural showcase. This vibrant event seamlessly blended the power of art and music into a joyful therapeutic experience for its cherished residents, marking the official launch of the facility's new cultural development initiative. And of course, that's in Jamaica. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz says as an initiative is to be undertaken over the next few days to test buses under the Rural School Bus Program along several routes across Jamaica in preparation for rollout in the new academic year. The new year school year starts in September. While speaking at Jamaica Labour Party JLP, St. Andrew East Rural Constituency meeting on Sunday rejected criticism of the bus program. And it reminds me in the times of the Pandey administration, there were some yellow buses that were used for transporting school children, I believe. And so I don't see anything wrong with it, and I don't see any reason for criticism. The Jamaican leg of CeCe Winans' More Than This World Tour delivered a powerful, spirit-filled experience. The night was more than a concert. It was a moment of pure worship as more than 15,000 worshippers gathered on the east lawn of King's House in St. Andrew on the Emancipation Day and under the patronage of Governor General Sir Patrick Allen for a gospel experience like no other. And of course, just like here in Trinidad and Tobago, I hope that more of these type of events are promoted and so that it will draw back people closer to the Bible, the foundational principles of the Bible, and of course, draw them close to accepting Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Now for some international news, 4,000-year-old handprint found on ancient Egyptian tomb. Researchers from Cambridge University's Fitzwilliam Museum in the UK stumbled upon the imprint while preparing for an exhibition which is set to open this fall. It was found on the base of a soul house. That's what they called it. a building-shaped clay model typically found in burials and said to have provided a place for the soul to live, according to a press release from the museum. The model has open space at the front where food offerings like bread, lettuce, or ox heads could be placed. So, of course, somebody rested their hand 4,000 years ago, and that hand imprint remained there. I love history, though. Not everything I will agree with these sorts of news sources that provide historical facts, but this is quite interesting. Some more interesting facts. Knitting. Knitting is making a comeback alongside other so-called, remember I was talking about that yesterday with a lady in Jamaica who actually made a career out of it. So knitting is making a comeback alongside other so-called grandmommy or grandma hobbies, especially among younger, and that is the nice thing about it, younger generations burnt out by screen time, too much of being on social media. But there's more to it than cozy vibes. New research suggests these slow hands-on activities may be supporting memory, focus, and even emotional health in ways we are only beginning to understand. Cognitive function, it is encouraging and promoting the regeneration of cognitive function, your sensory neurons, people. All that is, of course, inspiring and positive news to hear about. The small city of Kutaisi, Georgia, is one of the oldest continuously inhabited areas on Earth. For centuries, the cuisine in the area, though, has focused on more vegetables than meat, making it an attractive destination for vegetarian travelers. And I'm not in that category, but I would still love to visit the area, though. Local wines and foraged wild greens connect the food to the surrounding landscape, as does a flatbread stuffed with cheese. Sounds delicious. That could be considered the world's first stuffed crust pizza. Wow. So that's to tell you how long that meal has been around for. Wonderful, wonderful. If I had the funds, I would have done a lot of traveling in my lifetime. And who knows? If God tarries a bit longer, and I do end up with a certain amount of income, I will do some traveling, definitely. But if I have to travel, I'm going to begin by visiting countries in my own region. Firstly, I want to go to Guyana, visit my roots, where my grandfather, Neville Dummett, came from. And then, of course, I will go to other islands and then visit like Canada and USA and places like in Africa. Israel for sure. I will definitely love to visit as well. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news headlines. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please continue to like, comment, share. It boosts the algorithms. Stay blessed and stay safe in Jesus' name. One little more update, one little more set of information I want to give. If anyone wants me to highlight a problem or issue in my news reports, and not just here on this YouTube account, but on all my different social media pages, please contact me via WhatsApp 708-5476. Those issues will be highlighted free of charge. Of course, if you want to promote your product, that will cost $400 monthly or $100 weekly.